If you're using ChatGPT to generate tags or SEO for your Etsy listings, stop for a moment. I'm not saying this because AI is bad. I'm saying this because I've watched sellers quietly destroy stores that were already working, and most of them never realized they were the cause. Sales drop, traffic disappears, and the explanation always sounds the same. The algorithm changed, AI took over. Etsy is suppressing good shops. In reality, the damage was done weeks earlier in the name of optimization. In this episode, I'll explain exactly why ChatGPT feels helpful, why it's misleading in the context of Etsy SEO, and how sellers accidentally delete their own visibility without ever seeing it happen. I get messages like this constantly. Someone tells me they were advised to use ChatGPT to generate Etsy tags. They upload a few photos, add a short description, and suddenly they have a clean, professional looking list of long, diverse tags. Nothing repeats. Everything sounds relevant. Everything feels optimized. And then comes the real question. Should they roll these tags out across the entire store or test them first on a few best sellers? My response is always immediate and very direct. Stop. Do nothing. Don't touch your store until you understand what you're about to break. What makes this dangerous is that these questions rarely come from beginners. They come from experienced sellers, people who already invested hundreds of hours into Etsy, people who already built something that worked. And that's exactly why this kind of mistake is so costly. It doesn't come from laziness, it comes from confidence mixed with incomplete understanding. Here's the pattern I see over and over again. A store is stable, sales are not exploding, but they're consistent. Then the seller decides to improve SEO. They change tags, they rewrite titles, they clean things up. A few weeks later, traffic drops, sales slow down, panic starts, and almost immediately, the explanation becomes external. The algorithm changed. AI is running Etsy now. Visibility is being limited. Good stores are being punished. I've worked with sellers who made tens of thousands of sales on Etsy. Stores that generate 200, sometimes 400,000 euros in revenue. And I've watched them sit in silence when they realize the truth. Nothing external broke their store. They did. Slowly, carefully, with good intentions. Let's be very clear about ChatGPT. Using it to generate final Etsy tags is no safer than typing random keywords into a listing. The only difference is that ChatGPT makes those keywords look intelligent. They sound logical. They feel relevant. They give you a false sense of control. ChatGPT does not see Etsy. It does not see search volume. It does not see competition. It does not see buyer behavior. It is not connected to Etsy's data in any way. It cannot know whether anyone on Etsy has ever searched for those phrases. I've tested this repeatedly. Um, I generate tags using ChatGPT, then I verify them using real data tools, and the result is almost always the same. The phrases look great linguistically, but no one is searching for them. Zero demand, not low demand, no demand. Um, Etsy is not Google. It's not a general search engine. It's a closed ecosystem with very specific buyer behavior shaped over years. Buyers search in patterns Etsy trained them to use. That's why serious sellers use data tools. Not because they're trendy, but because they reflect reality. At this point, more experienced sellers usually push back and quote Etsy itself. Etsy has said many times that the algorithm mixes keywords, that exact matches don't matter, and that listings can still be found even if buyers don't type uh, the exact phrase. That statement is technically true. What's usually missing is the condition. From what I've seen across many stores, Etsy only starts aggressively mixing keywords after a product proves itself. When a listing already has sales, um, steady traffic, and solid conversion, the algorithm begins testing it in additional contexts. I've seen listings rank for phrases that were never included anywhere in the SEO. But if your product has no sales history, no traffic, and no conversion data, Etsy plays it safe. It shows your listing only where you explicitly told it to. That's not a flaw. That's logic. Etsy would rather show a proven product in new places than gamble with an unproven one just because the tags sound clever. This is why creative, unvalidated tags are such a common failure point. Sellers think they found a niche. In reality, they've found silence. Now let's talk about one of the most destructive habits on Etsy, something people like to call working on store SEO. On Etsy, you do not edit listings that already sell, period. Titles and tags on selling listings are already indexed. They carry historical data. They rank for combinations of phrases you cannot fully see. Well, but the moment you edit them, you don't improve positioning. You reset it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Right now, there is no precise way to see which exact search query resulted in a sale on Etsy. The closest thing we have is a deduction through Etsy ads statistics, and even that is partial. So when you rewrite a title or remove tags from a selling listing, you are guessing. You are gambling with something that was already working. If you want to test new SEO, create a new listing, new photos, new title, new tags based on data, not creativity. Um, Editing a selling listing in the name of optimization is how good stores quietly erase their own foundation. This is not dramatic failure. This is slow erosion. A small change here, another adjustment there, a recommendation from a YouTube video, a tool suggestion from a comment section. And then one day traffic is gone. That's when the myth of AI takes over. AI did not punish your store. The algorithm did not flip overnight. Etsy is not targeting you. In most cases, the explanation is far simpler and far less exciting. Your data changed because you changed it. ChatGPT can be useful. It can help structure descriptions. It can help clarify benefits. It can help with language, but it is not an Etsy SEO tool. Treating it like one is like navigating a city using a beautifully designed map of a place that doesn't exist. If you want to work on SEO, work on data. Learn how buyers search. Learn how competition behaves. Learn which phrases are growing and which are dying. And just as importantly, learn when not to touch something that is already working. Most Etsy stores don't fail because sellers don't try hard enough. They fail because nobody tells them what not to touch.